Welcome everybody to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for your weekly episodic news show Behind the Mic, episode number 25, where we cover all the biggest news in the WWE world for the week. We've got some huge news stories here today, and you know where else you can find some huge stuff? It's the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, that this video was not up earlier. This was supposed to go up Saturday, but I was busy all day Friday. I was busy all day Saturday, and now on Sunday, my computer keeps on shutting down for God knows what reason. So this video has been delayed enough. It is now 1:17, and I'm just starting this video. So Jesus Christ, I had a half an hour recorded, and that's when it decided to start being a bootleg piece of shit. So we're gonna see if this can work. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, make sure to go check out all the other content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. We got Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews for this week up, so make sure to go check those two videos out. Monday Night Raw and Smackdown for this week. We've also got Money in the Bank review and results last Sunday uploaded, so you can go make sure to go check that out, as well as last Saturday, Behind the Mic episode number 24. We're talking about John Cena coming back, or returning to the WWE as a free agent. The real reason why John Cena became a free agent, and spoiler alert, it's a bullshit reason. So we're talking about that last week on Behind the Mic episode number 24. And of course, Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews for last week are up. Make sure to go check out the Ringside Wrestling Twitter account. We live tweet with Monday Night Raw, Smackdown, pay-per-views, NXT TakeOver specials, all that good stuff. So make sure to go check that out, as well as getting notifications when YouTube decides to crap out and it gets you notifications on Twitter. Make sure to subscribe if you don't want to miss a thing on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. I will be here next Monday reviewing Monday Night Raw and SmackDown every single week, so make sure to subscribe so you do not miss that. And Behind the Mic is usually supposed to go up on a Saturday, but obviously complications did not allow that to happen this week. So make sure to subscribe, like this video if you like what you're hearing here, and make sure to comment what you think of all these big news stories. Speaking of these news stories, we've got a ton of them, and one that I personally favor, Mauro Ranallo coming back to the WWE. We've got that one, and him commentating for NXT. We've got news on, and our main news story here, Roman Reigns coming back, or winning the Universal Championship at Summerslam 2017 from none other than Brock Lesnar, and going on to WrestleMania 34 and goddamn facing John Cena. I don't like the sounds of that news story, if you ask me. Jesus Christ. We've got news on Triple H inviting Floyd, Money Mayweather, and Conor, the Big Mouth McGregor, to WWE Raw. Jesus Christ, we're talking about that one. We've got news on Awesome Kong returning to the WWE. In other words, Karma returning to the WWE. We've got news on Asuka coming up to the main roster to Smackdown Live, going into SummerSlam. Big news there. And of course, we have news on two NXT stars possibly facing at SummerSlam 2017. Two former NXT champions. Who could they be? If you want to find out, make sure to stay tuned to this video, because we're going right into the news stories. Mauro Ranallo coming back to WWE and commentating for NXT. This is a story that I am so excited to goddamn report. It looks like Mauro Ranallo is returning to WWE after all. Months after the popular Canadian announcer had decided to mutually part ways with WWE amid bullying allegations against his SmackDown Live colleague John Bradshaw Layfield, aka JBL. Fuck JBL. Ranallo will be calling matches for the company's developmental brands after coming to terms on a new deal. For a refresher on what happened prior to this new development, controversy shrouded the Smackdown Live announce team when Ranallo begged off from a March episode due to weather-related reasons. Ultimately, it was alleged that Ranallo had suffered a bout of depression after being called out by fellow Blue Brand announcer JBL on the WWE Network show Bring It to the Table, which I have watched, and that show is a complete piece of shit. What they've done to Peter Rosenberg and all the bullshit he's talking is absolutely unbelievable. But Jesus Christ, Ranallo continued missing SmackDown episodes as more stories of JBL's alleged bullying emerged or re-emerged, and on April 22nd, Newsweek reported that Ranallo and WWE had mutually agreed to part ways, with Mauro denying that JBL was the reason for his departure. Fast forward exactly 2 months later, and Mauro Ranallo has returned to the WWE, as the 47-year-old announcer confirmed on an Instagram post. But this time he won't be calling matches on the main roster, but rather on WWE's developmental brand, NXT, where he will be joining Nigel McGuinness and Percy Watson behind the announcer's desk. This is what Mauro Ranallo said under his Instagram post. The NXT chapter begins. WWE and I mutually agreed to end my responsibilities on SmackDown, having nothing to do with rumors and disputes. Having everything to do with rumors and disputes, if you ask me. As I remained under WWE contract, we discussed a variety of options. Despite originally agreeing to part ways, there was always a desire to continue working together, and how glad I am that there was a desire to continue working together. We have come to terms on a new agreement that benefits both WWE and me, and I am thrilled to announce I will now be part of the NXT broadcasting team. At the time of his original announcement, Ranallo didn't mention when he would be starting up at NXT, but as Wrestling Inc. noted, Mauro added on Twitter that he will be debuting at Friday's taping at Full Sail University. He also took the opportunity to thank WWE Executive Vice President of Talent Paul Triple H Levesque, Monday Night Raw lead announcer Michael Cole, and other WWE executives for giving him a chance to work for the company once again. Mauro Ranallo won't just be returning to WWE on the next set of NXT television tapings, as the announcer confirmed on another tweet. As it appears, he'll still be allowed to call play-by-play for Showtime Boxing and Bellator MMA on top of his NXT duties. This Showtime Boxing gig notably includes the upcoming August 26th boxing match pitting reigning UFC lightweight champion Conor McGregor against multi-titled boxing champion Floyd Mayweather Jr. So Mauro Ranallo, that just sticks it to WWE. Mauro Ranallo is the big shit, and everybody knows it, and that's why they assigned him to fight that match. And it makes you wonder, did WWE just call back Mauro because he is associated with that fight, and they just stuck it to them and they said, you know what, let's give him the call back, bro. I could imagine Vince McMahon saying that as soon as he was announced for that fight, and by that time that we get to August 26th, Mauro's plugging the WWE at the biggest event of the summer. So that could possibly be it. But that's just a little thought of mine. But continuing this article, the possibility of Mauro Ranallo returning to WWE's main roster in the future is still up for any manner of speculation, but fans appear excited for the prospect of Ranallo calling matches on NXT and believe that he's just the right fit for the developmental brand, with the potential of thriving away from JBL's alleged bullying and WWE Chairman Vince McMahon's apparent attempts to tweak Mauro's distinctive style of announcing. This is from one commentator reacting to Fightful's report on Ranallo's WWE return. He said, I also think Triple H will let Mauro be Mauro. One of the biggest downfalls of his last run was that Vince didn't understand Mauro and wanted him to plug his shit in. Plus, JBL will be nowhere near NXT. Mauro is in good hands with Trips, and I look forward for good things to happen in the near future. And here is where the article ends, and I get to plug in my opinion. I think this is fantastic news for the WWE and Mauro Ranallo. NXT could totally use the voice of Mauro Ranallo all these talents coming up, trying to make a name for themselves. Mauro has his head in the books. Mauro knows the rich backstory of all these guys, and that's probably because he's called their matches in the goddamn indie wrestling scene. Mauro Ranallo is so goddamn knowledgeable, and the fact that he's gonna now be calling matches for all these guys in NXT coming up, trying to make a name for themselves, we're gonna get so much more backstory, and we're gonna know every single thing about these guys coming up, and it's going to allow us to invest in these guys more, because even if you don't believe it, commentating is a big part of what you're trying to do and what you're trying to do in the presentation of getting these guys over and getting these guys and women in better shape and in better notoriety, and commentating is such a big part of that, and that's why I'm so glad WWE is resuming their ties with Mauro Ranallo. If you ask me, he's like the modern day version of JR in his heyday, and I'm so glad that he's back. Now he could possibly once again be calling the women's tournament going on in July, or is being taped in July. That's exciting. And I mean, Mauro Ranallo is just such a good commentator, and I was so shocked and appalled and saddened when he was when there were reports of Mauro Ranallo cutting ties with WWE back in March, I believe it was, and April. I was so saddened by that fact, and the fact that Mauro Ranallo is now back, and this is not the end of his working relationship with WWE, puts a huge smile on my face, because Mauro's a great commentator. He's great at what he does. He has the passion, and that's what makes it so great about Mauro. Even though, yes, he can be over the top at times, it allows you to know that the guy sitting behind that commentary booth has a passion, a vested interest in what is going on in the middle of that ring, and that can't help but make you more excited for what is going on in the middle of that ring. And I cannot wait to see Mauro in NXT. He's going to do fantastic. Imagine Mauro calling an NXT takeover. Oh my God. And what's so great about this is that he's working for Triple H. We know Triple H has twice, maybe 3 times, maybe 4 times the brain that a Vince McMahon and a Kevin Dunn and all these guys up on the main roster have. So, I mean, this is going to be goddamn great. Triple H, like the guy said in the article, is going to let Mauro be Mauro. And I'm so glad for that fact, because Mauro's so talented. I would put him on Monday Night Raw, but if Mauro Ranallo was being pressured on Smackdown, and you know Vince McMahon, it's been reported that Vince McMahon has more hands off on Smackdown. If he was being pressured on Smackdown by Vince McMahon, imagine what would go on Monday Night Raw. So that would just be a train wreck. So I'm so glad that Mauro Ranallo is on Monday Night, or on NXT, because we're going to see Mauro Ranallo at his best, and he's going to be allowing us to bathe in the glory of his voice in the WWE once more. NXT is going to get a lot more exciting because of Mauro's voice alone, and I cannot wait to hear him when the tapings do come out. Moving on here to the main story, what is going to be the main story of the evening here, and it is about Roman Reigns winning the Universal Championship from Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam 2017 and going on to goddamn Wrestlemania to get another coronation facing John Cena. Let's talk about it. Roman Reigns will face Braun Strowman at Great Balls of Fire in an ambulance match, with the winner possibly getting a WWE Universal title shot at SummerSlam against either Brock Lesnar or Samoa Joe. The latest WWE rumors imply that Reigns might be getting the win now that the company wants to make SummerSlam a big event as much as possible. This could lead to Reigns winning the Universal title from Brock Lesnar and setting up a showdown against John Cena at WrestleMania 34. As recapped by the WWE website, Roman Reigns announced on Monday Night Raw that he wants a shot at the WWE Universal Championship at SummerSlam. Reigns was booked in a match against Samoa Joe, with Braun Strowman returning to cost Roman the victory. It was later announced that Reigns versus Strowman in an ambulance match will happen at Great Balls of Fire on July 9th. The original plan for the ambulance match was to happen at Extreme Rules, with Strowman coming out on top and challenging Lesnar for the Universal title at Great Balls of Fire. However, the injury to the Monster Among Men forced the WWE to change their plans, with Samoa Joe getting the title shot instead, with Roman Reigns demanding a championship shot. It's not far-fetched to think that he could become WWE Universal Champion at SummerSlam. According to Cage Side Seats, the WWE wants SummerSlam to become a bigger event, and they need to have a stacked main card to make it happen. One of the rumored plans is for Roman Reigns to beat Braun Strowman at Great Balls of Fire to set up a match with Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam, wherein he becomes the WWE Universal Champion. Reigns versus Lesnar is a very big deal, and it could help SummerSlam really become the biggest event of the summer. Mayweather and Mcgregor, does that ring a bell? The report added that if Roman Reigns really wins the WWE Universal Champion, which I don't want to see, it might lead to a showdown next year with John Cena at WrestleMania 34 in New Orleans, which I don't want to see. Jesus Christ. Reigns versus Cena will eventually happen down the line, but with the latter's career outside the WWE flourishing, it's not hard to see the passing of the torch moment sooner rather than later. John Cena is expected to return to WWE television as a free agent, wherein he can appear on both Monday Night Raw and Smackdown Live. The confrontation between Reigns and Cena is bound to happen, and it could help the WWE combat these declining ratings. The WWE making dream matches for SummerSlam and WrestleMania 34 means they really don't care about the boos Reigns is getting, because he will be the face of the company no matter what the fans think of him, which I think is a terrible mentality to have. However, it should be noted that these are just rumors at the moment and should be taken with a grain of salt. Hopefully, they are just goddamn rumors. The WWE tends to change their plans regularly, as evidenced by the booking of feuds in the past couple months. Injuries are also a main concern, since they are non-avoidable heading into the biggest events of the WWE. What do I think of this goddamn story? I think you just need to go with the inevitable. We all know this is leading to Roman Reigns winning the Universal Championship, and why not just do the inevitable? We all know he's going to win the title from Brock Lesnar at some point, so why not just put us out of our misery? Do it at SummerSlam. At least the title will be back on Monday Night Raw, and we will see guys like Seth Rollins, Dean Ambrose, Bray Wyatt, Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe. At least they will have something to fight for, and we won't have to see situations like what we've seen at Payback and Extreme Rules, where there was no title being defended. At least the title will be back on Monday Night Raw and not held hostage for a goddamn year by Brock Lesnar. That is the upside of having Roman Reigns win the Universal Championship. But do you really want to sit through that goddamn snooze fest of Roman Reigns holding the title for 8 months until WrestleMania 34, where he just goes and faces John Cena? Really? That's the best thing you can come up with if you want to have the mind dwell, and if you want to have interesting things happen. Why not give it to Samoa Joe? Give it to Samoa Joe. Have Samoa Joe in his match with Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire. Pull out the Muscle Buster out of nowhere. First time we see the Muscle Buster on the main roster. 1, 2, 3. New Universal Champion. Titles on Raw. Titles on a guy we actually want to see flourish and succeed. And we can see Battle of the Goliaths. Braun Strowman, Roman Reigns, Brock Lesnar, and Samoa Joe. Fatal 4-way at SummerSlam, and Samoa Joe wins that match. Goes from there. You can have him lose it sometime in the goddamn fall to Roman Reigns or whoever it may be, and I mean, go from there into your WrestleMania plans. But I would give Joe a run with the Universal Championship. Or Braun Strowman. Braun Strowman could face Brock Lesnar at SummerSlam. I think that makes a lot of sense. Beats Roman Reigns in their ambulance match at Great Balls of Fire. Roman Reigns isn't getting pinned, so it's really not harming him. Wins the Universal Championship from Brock Lesnar. Title once again is on Monday Night Raw, and you can go from there once again. Roman Reigns could win the title from Braun Strowman, and you can go into your WrestleMania plans. I say do the inevitable, because at this point it's just goddamn tiring to see Roman Reigns and just it being prolonged till WrestleMania 34. Nobody wants to see it. Either do the inevitable at SummerSlam, or, we're just going to have to sit tight and know that at WrestleMania 34, we're getting goddamn Brock Lesnar versus Roman Reigns in your main event. And that's something absolutely nobody wants to sit through. I don't want to sit through Roman Reigns versus John Cena either, but it looks like that's the way WWE is going, and unfortunately, so goddamn unfortunately, we're just going to have to sit and wait, eat our vitamins, say our prayers, and just see what WWE goes and does. Jesus Christ, because they just won't stop shoving Roman Reigns up our asses, and there's nothing we can do about it, even though there's somebody who got the right character, who's got better in-ring skills, who can do it better in the ring in Samoa Joe. Same thing with Seth Rollins, same thing with the Bray Wyatt, but no, Roman Reigns is the guy, and when Vince McMahon wants something, he's gonna get it, and there's nothing you can do about it. And it's absolute bullshit. Let's move on here to the next news story. Triple H wants both Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor on Monday Night Raw to promote their dream fight. In other words, ladies and gentlemen, the WWE wants ratings on Monday Night Raw. It's already confirmed that the dream match pitting one of the biggest names in boxing against one of mixed martial arts franchise player Floyd Mayweather Jr. versus Conor McGregor is on. But could they show up on Monday Night Raw for a bit of cross-promotion? Given Mayweather's history with WWE and McGregor's well-documented rants against present-day WWE superstar, WWE executive, and part-time wrestler Paul Triple H Levesque, for one, is hoping for that possibility. On August 26th, all eyes will be on the T-Mobile Arena in Las Vegas as multi-division world champion boxer Floyd Mayweather and UFC lightweight champion Conor McGregor take part in a boxing match which, as the Inquisitor reported, will be fought under traditional boxing rules. That means McGregor, 28, won't be allowed to use any MMA tactics whatsoever, possibly putting him at a disadvantage against Mayweather, 40, who went undefeated in 49 fights as a professional boxer. Even with money, Mayweather heavily favored to win against the notorious Conor McGregor. Their upcoming match has drawn a lot of interest from media and from boxing and MMA fans alike, and it's no surprise because even those who don't follow either sport are familiar with the names Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor. For example, I am familiar, despite the fact that I don't follow UFC or MMA or boxing at all. I am familiar with these two names. That's why a Monday Night Raw appearance for both men is something that's right up Triple H's alley, as the wrestling legend turned executive admitted in a recent interview with Sky Sports. All sports entertainment news is entertainment today. It is just the way of the world, Triple H told Sky Sports. Everything is entertainment. That is what people do with their time. This is no different. I think there is an interest level here. Can a world-class boxer, probably the best ever, can he stand in the ring with an MMA guy? And can that MMA guy bring his striking skills up to the level of somebody like Floyd Mayweather? As Sky Sports noted, Mayweather is no stranger to appearing on WWE and no stranger to Triple H either, as Triple H trained the boxing legends ahead of his match against Big Show at WrestleMania 24 in 2008. But while making a WWE television appearance might not be far-fetched for Floyd Mayweather, seeing Conor McGregor on Monday Night Raw may be a far-flung prospect for some fans who may still remember his remarks from last year, where he referred to WWE's talents as messed up dweebs and called John Cena in particular a failed Mr. Olympia. While Conor McGregor's comments had annoyed a lot of fans and wrestlers, it's been argued that it was all part of his own WWE-inspired shtick and not another cut-and-dry case of an MMA fighter looking down on scripted sports entertainment.
McGregor had in fact told MMA Fighting in February that he'd love to go into WWE and have a real knock, even if he reiterated a lot of his anti-WWE rants from the previous year. Be that as it may, Triple H recognizes the entertaining possibilities or personalities of both men involved in the Dream Fight this August, and as he concluded his interview with Sky Sports, he openly invited both Floyd Mayweather and Conor McGregor to appear on Monday Night Raw to promote their match and hype themselves for the WWE Universe. There is no bigger platform that they could have to show the world and tell the world who they are, and that's why they are the man, said Triple H. What do I believe or think about this story? I think this is WWE looking for ratings, and that leads to money. And that leads to money, of course, for WWE. They're looking to capitalize on what they know is going to be the biggest event of the summer. They know Summerslam ain't coming anywhere near this beast, so they want to capitalize on what they know is going to be a huge event, and they're trying to get Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather to come on their show and promote it. The thing is here, and Triple H said in his interview that there's no bigger place to showcase this huge fight before it actually happens. Anywhere else would be a bigger place to showcase the fight before it actually happens. I mean, you can barely break a 3 rating at this point in time. WWE is no longer the behemoth that it used to be back in 1999 and 2000, where it was getting these 8.1 ratings. It's not even the beast it used to be in 2008 when Floyd Mayweather was appearing on WWE television, where they were probably getting still 6 million viewers a week, probably, or 5 million viewers a week. I mean, WWE no longer gets that viewership that is required for these two guys of this caliber to come on there and promote their fight, because, to be honest, no one's going to care. Yeah, it's going to be a huge ratings boost for Monday Night Raw. Monday Night Raw is probably going to pop the biggest rating it's gotten in 10 goddamn years, for all I know. Could probably pop a 10 million rating if these guys get on that goddamn show and promote their fight on that platform, because a lot of people are interested in this fight, and that's what WWE is looking for. This is not going to benefit Conor McGregor and Floyd Mayweather, because yes, if the ratings do go up for this Monday Night Raw, and a lot of people do get their eyes up on this Monday Night Raw, that is, if it happens, it's going to be a lot of people who are already going to watch the fight watching this build-up, and the only people it's going to benefit is WWE, and I don't think Conor McGregor, Floyd Mayweather, all of the people representing them and making their business arrangements give a flying crap about Monday Night Raw or Smackdown or anything that WWE is doing with these shows, and I don't think they want to show up in front of a wrestling crowd to promote this goddamn fight that doesn't need any promotion. The goddamn fight is, it sells itself. It's the biggest guy in the UFC versus the biggest guy in boxing. They're going to fight, and everybody's going to watch it on August 26th. Everybody's going to sit down. They're going to see what's in front of their television, whether they like these two guys or not, and they are going to have a fun time. Probably eat some popcorn, chicken wings, whatever the hell, drink some beer. Whatever the hell it is, you're going to sit down and do. Probably everybody is going to be sitting down and watching this fight, and I can assure you it's going to be a lot more people than the viewership of a Monday Night Raw on a weekly basis. So there's no need for these guys to go on Monday Night Raw. I think it would be absolutely stupid, and for that very reason, unnecessary. Let's move on to the next news story. 2 former NXT champions going to go face to face at SummerSlam 2017, and who could it be? The latest WWE rumors indicate that a huge SummerSlam 2017 match could take place in Brooklyn, featuring two former NXT stars. While both men recently competed in the Money in the Bank ladder match, neither came up with the Money in the Bank briefcase. Baron Corbin was able to win it after some tactics to take one opponent out of the match. However, these two SmackDown Live superstars could engage in a rematch of their battle from the days of NXT. If the latest rumors prove to be true, the match could provide a classic bout and give the spotlight to two of the Blue Brand's top in-ring competitors. According to 434, the rumored match for WWE SummerSlam would involve Sami Zayn and Shinsuke Nakamura. The two competitors are familiar with one another from when they fought in NXT. Zayn and Nakamura put on a classic match last April when Shinsuke made his debut for the NXT TakeOver Dallas pay-per-view event. The King of Strong Style eventually captured the win to have a successful main roster debut, and it now appears he and Zayn might resume that brief rivalry as part of the Smackdown Live brand. The 2017 edition of WWE SummerSlam will be held in Brooklyn, New York at the Barclays Center. I might actually be attending SummerSlam. I'm not sure about that yet, but I might be attending SummerSlam, so I'm not sure. I will let you guys know, though. It's already known that whoever is holding the WWE Universal Championship will defend that title against probably either Roman Reigns or Braun Strowman. It's believed that Brock Lesnar will still have the title heading into the pay-per-view, but Samoa Joe could very well have that title if the plans change. That could be the main event on the pay-per-view card, although there's a possibility of John Cena's return, putting him into the WWE World Heavyweight title picture against Jinder Mahal, while the Sami Zayn versus Shinsuke Nakamura match would be part of the WWE SummerSlam undercard. They could potentially steal the show. Both of these competitors displays some massive spots in their recent Money in the Bank ladder match, and they almost always put on entertaining matches against their opponents. In particular, Zayn has impressed in his battles against rival Kevin Owens, so having him work with Nakamura again will be a match to get excited for. Shinsuke has engaged in a rivalry with Dolph Ziggler since hitting the main roster, so this will give him a new showcase of his talent for fans to witness. As mentioned, the two put on a tremendous match last April and NXT TakeOver Dallas, and I can attest to that mind-blowing match, which was a Match of the Year contender. The ProWrestling.net website indicated that Nakamura won the match, which lasted 20 minutes by hitting a knee to the back of Zayn's head and then coming back with a move called the Bama-Ya-Knee for the win. Post-match, Nakamura went over to the defeated Zayn in the ring corner and offered a handshake, with the two stars embracing in a show of good sportsmanship. Fans probably wouldn't expect any less from a SummerSlam match unless some shocking heel turn is planned. One has to wonder what will happen with several other key roster members from WWE SmackDown Live. If this match is announced, AJ Styles has been contending for the United States title that Kevin Owens holds, while Baron Corbin still has the Money in the Bank briefcase. There's one more SmackDown exclusive pay-per-view, Battleground, which will take place next month, and that could tell more of the stories as to who will be having matches with one another at SummerSlam. WWE SummerSlam 2017 will take place on Sunday, August 20th in Brooklyn. WWE fans, do you think that if this match takes place, it could achieve the best match of the night status? I think it very, very well can achieve the best match of the night status. Shinsuke Nakamura and Sami Zayn put on an absolutely fantastic match at NXT TakeOver Dallas last year, and I absolutely loved that match. But do I think it's the right move for SummerSlam? No, I don't think it's the right move for SummerSlam. I mean, this match, it would be fantastic, and there is no denying that. I would love to see the match take place again, and again, there is no denying that. But is there a better plan for what to do with Shinsuke Nakamura at SummerSlam? And the answer to that question is simply yes. John Cena has nothing to do going it well. Then again, you consider the fact that John Cena is possibly going into a match with Jinder Mahal for the WWE Championship, and that really mixes things up right there. So, I mean, yeah, maybe this is, considering that fact that I just thought of. But maybe this is what's going to happen during SummerSlam, and I think that's absolutely fantastic. That'd be a great move for what to do with Nakamura. That'd be a great move to put Sami Zayn in the spotlight as well, because you're going into the ring with a superstar like Shinsuke Nakamura. So is it the best case scenario for Sami Zayn? Yes. Is it the best case scenario for Shinsuke Nakamura? No. I would personally put Shinsuke Nakamura in a match with John Cena, where Nakamura gets put over by Cena. That's what I would do. That is what I would do. Put Nakamura over through a match with Cena. You can do the same thing with Zayn. You can really showcase the in-ring ability of Nakamura with Zayn, and you can clearly have this be a rivalry over who is better in the middle of that ring. These are two of the best in-ring competitors of their generation. Who's better in that ring, Nakamura or Sami Zayn? We're going to have a rematch from NXT TakeOver Dallas, and we're going to find out who is. And Sami Zayn could bring up the argument of the fact that before at Dallas, Nakamura had the surprise factor coming in, all the fans behind him. Now Sami Zayn is familiar with Nakamura's style. Now Sami Zayn has a lot of the WWE Universe behind him, and he's going to use that to defeat Nakamura at SummerSlam. But again, obviously Nakamura would come out on top. So I would love to see this. I think this match, if it did happen, would be absolutely just fantastic for everybody involved. Nakamura, Zayn, I think it would just be great. Have it just be a clear Shawn Michaels versus Kurt Angle. Who's the best wrestler in the world? And these two could come out and have just a fantastic match at WWE SummerSlam, like they did a year and a half prior to this match. So we'll see what does go and happen here. Hopefully they do face off at SummerSlam, because if not, Sami Zayn really does not have many exciting plans for SummerSlam, especially considering the way he's been booked. Baron Corbin doesn't need to be booked, because I think he's cashing in the Money in the Bank at SummerSlam. So I don't know. It's going to be interesting to see where they do go from here. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, let's move on to the next news story. Awesome Kong interested in WWE return to compete in Mae Young Classic tournament. If you don't know who Awesome Kong is, if you remember the name Karma from 2011 to probably 2012, you will know who Awesome Kong is. Kia Stevens began wrestling in 2002. She dominated several Japanese promotions and found great success in TNA wrestling as well under the name Awesome Kong. After 9 years of dominance, she signed with WWE and eventually became the short-lived on-screen character known to the WWE Universe as Karma, who I was very interested in seeing, but unfortunately that didn't come to fruition. WWE Women's Division had not seen a female performer like her before. Karma's dominance continued on WWE programming for a while until a series of events forced her to leave the company. WWE fans have always wondered what could have been if her WWE run had been different. During a recent interview with Ring Rust Radio, Kia Stevens revealed what she and Triple H were planning for the Karma character. She said, "I would think Karma had a 99.9% chance of a title run, and then my hope was to bring in a new girl and make a super face who is going to topple Karma. That was my goal, and that was something Triple H and I talked about about bringing in a girl for a program and making her a super face and making us all and put us all making money. We never talked about who that would have been, but now there's obviously a possibility for that. That's me speaking. Back in 2011, the women's division in WWE was wide open. Triple H could have chosen anyone to become the next top babyface, but Karma would have made it easy to get that woman over because she would have dominated WWE with an iron fist. It's unfortunate that history will remember Karma differently, but that's not a commentary on what Kia Stevens was able to accomplish in the wrestling industry during her career. Over the years, the idea of returning to WWE has been brought up to Stevens more than once. She's teased the possibility of a return, but nothing has ever come of it. However, the upcoming Mae Young Classic tournament could be a golden opportunity for Karma to return for one last run. During the interview, she was asked if there was any interest of her side to compete in the tournament, and Stevens said the following: "Not that I know, but I'm wishing them the best. Not that I know of, no." So that's what she said. By all appearances, the window for Kia Stevens to have a significant run in WWE has closed. You can never say never in this business. However, the odds of her getting another opportunity are not likely, especially if you consider how much the WWE women's divisions have improved over the past few years. The Mae Young Classic tournament seemed to be something unique on the WWE Network, and that would give her a chance to have one short run comprised of only a few matches, but it doesn't seem to be in the cards at the moment. Hopefully they do bring her in. That would add a nice name to the field of the Mae Young Classic, and I know I was very, very excited to see Karma come in and compete before she did get pregnant with a baby. And I love Karma. I love Awesome Karma. You see her work outside of the WWE. It's absolutely fantastic. When she was in the WWE, she'd come in and Kelly's face, I just remember Kelly's face, she would be so goddamn fucking scared of Karma. And I love the way they were building up Karma with these promo packages that just fucking scared the shit out of you. Really some great shit that they were doing with Karma. She's in the new WWE, or not WWE, Netflix show Glow, which I have been watching and very much enjoying Glow. You should all go check that show out. Glow, Gorgeous Ladies of Wrestling. Very good show. She is actually in that show and she's doing some good work. I actually enjoy that show a lot and I enjoy her performance a lot. I believe Karma or Awesome Kong should be brought back to the WWE because she would be a great hand in that women's tournament. She would be some nice star power for that women's tournament as well. I really don't recognize a lot of the women who have been added to the field for all the women being added in this Mae Young tournament. And yeah, I can get to know them. They did a fantastic job at introducing all these women last year in the Cruiserweight Classic. They did a lot of great stuff when introducing all this new talent. But then again, you had a Brian Kendrick in there. You had a Tajiri in there, if you remember, in the Cruiserweight Classic. I think Karma can very well fit that mold of this is my last chance to make an impact, and I'm going to come out here, and I'm going to do it, and I'm going to win this tournament, and I'm going to enter this women's division, and I think Karma could enter the women's division at this point. She could be a well-needed hand in the women's division. Imagine a Karma versus Nia Jax. That would be cool. That would be cool. Karma versus an Alexa Bliss, versus a Bayley, versus a Sasha, versus a Mickey. It could be very, very good. And I think she could be used in the women's division. NXT too. I think she can be a very good hand in fighting an Asuka, an Ember Moon, a Billie Kay, a Peyton Royce. I think Karma could come back to WWE and do some big things, not only in the Mae Young Classic, but in NXT, on Raw, on Smackdown, wherever it may be. She's very, very good. You know, she's very, very accomplished in the wrestling world, and that is for a reason. And hopefully she does get to come back to WWE and finish the run that probably never even got started. Let's move on here to the final news story. Is Asuka joining WWE's main roster at SummerSlam 2017? The Despite her record-breaking undefeated streak and outright domination of NXT's women's division, Asuka has yet to join WWE's main roster. But if new rumors are to be believed, then fans may only have to witness or wait a couple more months before the Empress of Tomorrow gets called up to the main roster, as she may be debuting or making her debut at this year's SummerSlam pay-per-view. As previously reported by Cageside Seats, Asuka's undefeated streak was at 182 wins as of last week, putting her almost 10 wins ahead of the 173 winning streak Goldberg put together in WWE's now defunct rival WCW. A separate report from the publication explained that unlike Goldberg's streak, there was no padding of the numbers to make her look stronger, although there were a few catches not counted in Asuka's undefeated streak, and those are 5 multi-person losses where she wasn't the one getting pinned in the no contest against Dana Brooke in 2015. Now that she's destroyed Goldberg's undefeated streak record, it would appear that there's nothing left in NXT for Asuka to conquer, with the main roster simply awaiting her imminent arrival. But since it's still not sure when WWE plans to call her up, noted wrestling insider Brian Alvarez said in a recent episode of Wrestling Observer Live that he believes Asuka's WWE main roster debut may likely take place at SummerSlam, which will be held on August 20th. WrestlingNews.co further quoted Alvarez, who expects Ember Moon to end Asuka's undefeated streak and win the NXT Women's Championship at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn, an event that's scheduled to take place on August 19th, one day before SummerSlam. As such, the publication agrees that Asuka's WWE main roster debut may happen soon after TakeOver Brooklyn, especially since she's been wrestling women from the main roster on house shows. At this point in the game, it's still impossible to speculate whether Asuka will end up on Monday Night Raw or on Smackdown Live when she gets called up to the main roster, but Wrestling News opines that she might be better off on Raw, considering how the division has felt stale despite the presence of top young talents such as Alexa Bliss and Bayley and veterans such as Mickie James. Are you fucking kidding me, bro? Asuka on Monday Night Raw? Do you want to make me cry? Do you want to make my eyes bleed, bro? Because anybody who goes to Monday Night Raw from NXT, I don't care who the fuck you are, your career is deleted. And that's the way it's gonna be with each and every single talent. So, or whoever the hell said this, Wrestling News, shut the fuck up. Moving on here. Still, it's going to be an impressive accomplishment for the 35-year-old Japanese standout who wasn't even promoted a main roster or promised a main roster run when she signed with WWE in 2015. Regardless of when Asuka's WWE main roster debut will be taking place, do you believe that she would be a better fit on Monday Night Raw or SmackDown Live? SmackDown Live, SmackDown Live, SmackDown Live times 10. Anybody who goes to Monday Night Raw is dead in the fucking water, because, oh my god, imagine Kevin Dunn and Vince McMahon with their hands on Asuka. Jesus Christ, that would be absolutely terrible. Oh my god. Oh my god. But anyways, what would I do with Asuka? Put her on SmackDown Live. Have her not even be defeated by Ember Moon. That's what I'm saying. Don't even have her be defeated by Ember Moon. Have her win by nefarious means at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Have her beat Ember Moon. Go on NXT the next week or the next day and say, I beat everybody there is to beat in this goddamn division. I beat Ember Moon, I beat Peyton Royce, Billie Kay, this person, Bayley, Nia, Alexa. All of them came and all of them fell. And it is now my time to go up to that main roster. I've been offered a contract by Shane McMahon and I am vacating this NXT title and giving it to you, William Regal. Whatever you want to do with it from there, I don't give a fuck. I'm going up to SmackDown and I'm going to kick some ass, is what Asuka should say right there. The title's vacated, tournament on NXT. That leads to Ember Moon winning the NXT Women's Championship. You can have her defend it there until she comes up the night or the Tuesday after WrestleMania 33. At this point, Asuka's beaten pretty much everybody on the NXT Women's Division. She's taking down Charlotte at WrestleMania. I booked that match at WrestleMania. She's taken down Becky. She's taken down freaking Naomi, Natalia. You got all these names, Lana. She's taken them all down. They've all came and they've all fallen. Just like on NXT, Asuka's taken the mic on Tuesday, right after SmackDown, or on SmackDown, after WrestleMania, I should say. She takes the mic and says, I've beaten everybody there is to beat. Once again, I did it in NXT, I do it on SmackDown Live. There's no one left for Asuka. That's when you hear the music of Ember Moon play. They build towards Payback, or the pay-per-view after WrestleMania for SmackDown Live, that Asuka and Ember Moon is going to happen for the SmackDown Live Women's Championship. At this point, Ember Moon has lost the NXT title, and she's going up on SmackDown Live. And what happens there? They go to Payback, or whatever the pay-per-view is, Backlash, or whatever the hell, and Asuka takes out Ember Moon from behind, puts her on the injured list till the month before SummerSlam. You build towards SummerSlam once again, a year after they face at NXT TakeOver Brooklyn 3. Rematch, Ember Moon wins the women's title, and you go from there. Asuka, after 2.5 years, 3 years after coming into the WWE, has finally been defeated, deleted, and Ember Moon is your NXT Women's Champion. She finally beat Asuka, and have that in her mind the entire time. I never beat Asuka. I never beat Asuka. Yeah, I'm NXT Women's Champion, but I never beat Asuka. And have that stick in her mind until she finally comes up on the main roster. You got a money-making match, Ember Moon and Asuka for the Women's Championship at SummerSlam, and Ember Moon comes out on top. So that is what I would do with Asuka right there on the main roster. Not put her on Monday Night Raw to fucking rot away against this Nia Jax and Sasha Banks and Bayley, who's fucking so neutered beyond belief that it's disgusting at this point. Just have it be Ember Moon versus Asuka on SmackDown. I build towards that, and you will be good. So that is what I would do with Ember Moon and Asuka going into SummerSlam, or going into probably next year's SummerSlam. That's how I would book Asuka's first year. As things fall over here. That's how I would book Asuka's first year in the WWE. Leave it in the comment section below how you would book Asuka coming up to the main roster on her first year on the main roster. Would you do the same thing I did? Leave it in the comment section below, because I truly am interested to see what you would do with Asuka. Do you think I'm delusional? Do you think she should just lose at TakeOver Brooklyn? Leave it in the comment section below. For now, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to move on to the next news story, or not to the next news story, to the final segment of the show. Finally, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have this episode coming down to a wrap here. Hopefully you enjoyed every single thing you heard here. Like I said at the beginning of the video, make sure to go down and talk to me about in the comment section below everything you enjoyed in this video. Talk to me about the Asuka story. Talk to me about the Triple H inviting Mayweather, Awesome Kong, Karma in other words. Of course, the Roman Reigns main news story of the evening. Make sure to comment in the comment section down below for all that good stuff. Make sure to like this video if you enjoyed every single thing you heard here, and of course make sure to subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel for all that juicy content. Monday Night Raw, SmackDown reviews, pay-per-view reviews, NXT TakeOver special reviews, and of course Behind the Mic every single Saturday, as well as preview and predictions to all those pay-per-views and breaking news stories every once in a while. Just last week we posted a breaking news story on Tuesday, so make sure to go check out all the other content and subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel so you don't miss a single thing. For now, ladies and gentlemen, this has been Behind the Mic episode number 25, and for now, this has been Joel Perez of Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. I hope you enjoyed each and every single thing you've heard here, because for now, I am out of here. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. I'll see you guys on Monday Night Raw.